Okay, you guys, we are back with another banging video. In this video, we're gonna talk about Celina Powell because, honey, that girl doesn't know how to keep it zip. And at this point, I'm wondering, could it be that Celina Powell is slowly trying to transition from adult entertainment world to like a podcaster, a content creator? Because honey, that girl, she has been spilling every and anything. Normally, she does talk about the celebrity business and the people that she sleeps with business, but since of lately, she has been doing a lot more extra talking. Now, this time around, she's talking about Offset and how Offset is just hooked up on Cardi B. So basically, you guys know, a few months ago, Celina Powell released a video of Offset in her bed being completely knocked out. And when I did the video at first, there were people, as per usual, those people would give their life for Cardi B and Offset because many people were in my comment section saying, that's a lie. That's not Offset. And you're stupid. Can't you see it's not Offset? But then, honey, as time progressed, many people woke up to the realization that it was Offset. And not only was it Offset, Celina Powell was spilling Cardi B's business on the internet because Offset told Celina Powell everything that has been going on with Cardi B and Stefon Diggs. And Celina Powell was the one who revealed that Stefon Diggs ditched Cardi B's ass after she gave birth. He ditched her for 3 days. He wasn't talking to her because his name could not be on the child's birth certificate because Cardi B was still a married woman. And based on Georgia state law, the child is Offset's child, even though the DNA is allegedly Stefon Diggs, because we have to say allegedly because a lot of critics are still concerned. And this is what they're questioning. We're going to get to what Celina Powell is saying about Cardi B, and I'm going to share the clip with you guys. But what is concerning a lot of people, even though to be frank, it's none of your business. It's none of our business to be frank, right? Because a child's DNA, it's none of our business. It's between the parents, right? But for communication purposes and for transparency, so you guys can get what I'm saying about people being concerned, a lot of critics are concerned. What they're saying is that normally when Cardi B has a child, Cardi B shows the child to social media and she would normally do it within a couple of weeks after the child is being born or maybe a couple of days. And that's true because the last time we saw her in the hospital bed and she was playing dancehall song, "My good bring life." You know, that's saying that a woman's good private parts gives life, gives birth, right? And that was the song that was being played. She was in the hospital. Offset was there with her, cuddling their newborn. So what many critics, including Jaguar writers, they're assuming is that could it be that this baby is actually Offset's child and not Stefon Diggs, right? And many people are assuming and speculating that because they're saying Cardi B hasn't revealed touchdown to the internet and it's the first that she's doing this. But if you're thinking about it, Cardi B would have every right to conceal this child's identity because she did get a lot of hits. You know, because many people have been saying she was still married to Offset. She should have waited until her divorce was finalized. But she had 2 babies back to back. And there were so many discussions around the child. I didn't hear anyone saying that she shouldn't have the baby because if you get pregnant, you know, it's either you're going to bring the child to term or you're going to have an abortion. Cardi B, however, might have seen those comments because I don't see the things that she sees, so I can't say she's telling a lie. But you guys remember she went off on the internet and she was like, "What do you want me to do to put my baby back up in my hoo-ah, right? So many people have been concerned, questioning, could it be that the child is actually Offset? But I don't think it's Offset's child. I think based on, just the controversy and the discussions around Cardi B and Stefon Diggs, Cardi B is like, I'm not going to give you people what you want because you guys have been super mean to me. No, back to Celina Powell. So we know Celina Powell came out and Celina Powell spilled all 9 yards about what transpired between Cardi B and Stefon Diggs after Cardi B gave birth. And I said, you know what? She's not done talking, because the moment I heard her coming out saying that, I said she is not done talking. And she has been talking ever since then. Exactly as I said, she's not done talking, because when you see someone is willing to talk that much, and once they get, it's like social media is a kind of drug. And this is the thing, when someone talks and they see that they're getting attention, they're getting reaction, and people are talking about them, it's like they become addicted to it. So she's going to talk more. But no, what she's saying is that every time she's with Offset, she's saying all Offset wants to do is she said, he wants to gamble, smash, cuddle, and talk about Cardi B. She said, they could be here sitting down talking about the weather here being warm and the temperature being nice. But then she says Offset then switched to the conversation saying, I bet it is cold where Cardi B is. So Celina Powell is saying this man is so obsessed with Cardi B. We're going to take a look at that clip together, shall we? And then I'll get back with the rest of my commentary.
And you know what? Fuck that bitch. Because when I was with her, it was warm. I swear to God, it's so crazy how he talks about Offset. When all the cameras are down, he's not online. All this man wants to do is go gamble and fuck and cuddle and talk about Cardi B all day. That's all he want to do. Okay?
Yeah.
And if you're down to listen, I could be like, how's the weather? He'd be like, it's really nice, but you know what? I think it's cold where Cardi's at. And you know what? Fuck that bitch. Because when I was with her, it was warm. I swear to God, it's so crazy how he talks about Offset. When all the cameras are...
No, guys. There you have it. Celina Powell telling us again that Offset is still obsessed with Cardi B. And I believe he is, because if you think about it, Offset and Cardi B, they've been through the ringer. And men become attached to women who basically puts up with them. And Cardi B has put up with Offset for far too long. When everyone was telling Cardi B to leave Offset, she would forgive him and she would go back to him and she would try to make their marriage work. And Cardi B was Offset's safe space. When Offset was slacking up and, being a clown and running around town, he would always have a home to go home to with Cardi B and the kids. So he misses family. So naturally, he's going to talk about that because he has been with her for quite a number of years. And we all know one thing. When Cardi B loves, she loves really hard. So know that, in Jamaica we would say, cow never know the use of them tail until they lose it. Offset never knew the benefits of Cardi B until it has been taken away from him. So now that he's missing all the warmly benefits that comes with Cardi B, he's going to talk about her consistently. And as such, this is why I believe that Offset is going to give Stefon Diggs a beat down. And Offset is not the only one who wants to give Diggs a beat down, because as you guys know, and as I've shared with you guys before, it is alleged that Stefon Diggs loves to play games with other people's women. And a lot of dudes, they don't roll like that. Okay? So, if you hear that Stefon Diggs get jumped, it should not come as any surprise to any of us, because Offset wants to get Stefon Diggs, and there are other men out there who wants to get Diggs just the same for messing with their woman. But Celina Powell is making it known that Offset is still very much obsessed with Cardi B. Honey, too bad for you. And I'm sorry Cardi B didn't choose better than Stefon Diggs so that she kept moving forward with the same man so that it really hit Offset's where it hurts. Even though he has been trolling and laughing at her, he still misses her and he would take her back in a heartbeat. But I don't think, sometimes I say Cardi B should go back, but she should not go back to Offset, to be very honest. She needs to move on and she needs to find someone who is truly deserving of her. But that's all I have to share in this video with you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.